All right, so let's talk about the Maple Leafs and the Panthers. It really does seem like the Panthers are the thorn in the side of the Maple Leafs. And I honestly am starting to believe once again that the Leafs are actually cursed. I thought, oh, they're up 2-0. Even in game three, I thought, okay, the Maple Leafs are going to win this series. They're going to win game three. It's going to be 3-0. They'll at least win the series, or they'll have a gentleman's sweep or something. But no, we are tied at 2-2. I have been biased in favor of the Panthers, but even I'm like, dude, like you're up 2-0. I know those two victories were at home, but you got to stay on top of it, you know? Now they do go back to Toronto for game five. That should be on Tuesday night. But I genuinely believe had Stolarz not been, you know, put out of commission, for a lack of a better term, by Sam Bennett, I do think that the Leafs would have at least had 3-0 going into game four. But Joseph Woll has done all he can. He can't be the sole reason um, for winning. He can't. You need to also put some offense out there. And you were down, and you lost that game 2-0. It's not on him. He's been outstretched and he's had very little playing time over the last 6 months. It's you got it's the defense of the Leafs that needs to get on it, personally. It's not um it's not his I'm trying to think of it. you know, it's not necessarily his fault. And yet, everyone wants to blame the goalie sometimes. But Austin Matthews has not hit the net. He had a couple empty net opportunities. He missed them both. Missed them both. It's on him, personally. Now, I mean, I'll give credit to Nylander, Nyes, even Simone Benoit for helping them get to this point. But you guys got to, like, the Leafs are disappointing to watch. Like, I feel bad for Toronto fans. Yet they had the Raptors win the NBA Finals in 2019, and over the past 32 years, Ricky Henderson and Joe Carter were the last. Um, that Blue Jays team was the last to win it before they won it again in 2019. So 26-year period alone, they go without a championship. 26 years. That is a long, long time. A long time without a championship in your city, personally. Baltimore's had it better, apparently. Just wanted to put that out there. But back to the Leafs and Toronto. So they've only had one championship in the past 32 years. I am 31. I've not seen the only championship I've ever seen Toronto win, at least live, was that one, or at least I was able to at least watch most of it, was that as it was happening. That is a long period of just nothing. And since, it's a shame too, because Toronto, they have the Leafs. They've had every single time. They've been railroaded by Boston. And now Florida's been that team. They've beaten one Florida team. Can they beat another one to go face the Caps or the Canes? But I think everyone on this channel knows I'm rooting for the Washington Capitals because that's the team I grew up for. But the but Toronto needs this Stanley Cup championship. I think they need this just to get rid of this curse. I'm looking at them like they are the Chicago Cubs of hockey. I mean, they essentially are. But they're not the lovable losers. This isn't like Ernie Banks back in the day of just, he was on a few playoff teams with the Cubs where he got into the playoffs, but he never made it to the World Series sort of thing. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you're a star of the Leafs. But Austin Matthews is a real star of this. He is like number 3 or 4 right now. Or you could put, you know, very few names come to mind that I could rank him for regular seasons. Um, very few names come before him. McDavid, obviously, Draisaitl, maybe, and McKinnon, and that's pretty much it at this point. But I mean, he's not playing well now. Just putting that out there. If Toronto does not win the Stanley Cup this year, aside from my prediction being wrong, I don't think they're ever going to get there, or it's going to be another year you're going to have to. Well, it's obviously going to be another year you're going to have to wait, but I think that you're just going to run out of time. Guys are going to move on. Tavares is getting older. It- I'm sorry. You got to get this together. I'm there's a piece of me that wants to see them win if they go up against like Winnipeg or Edmonton, which that's also possible at this point, but I don't think that they're going to I've got a feeling that they might just collapse too. Fun fact, Toronto has never been to the third round. They don't know what that is. Over the 100 years of their existence, or the almost century of existence that they have existed, this franchise has existed, they've never seen the third round. They've got, I believe, 13 Stanley Cups on that one. And um, I'm going to verify that right now, and I should know that off the top of my head. But to not see the third round in the modern era of, in the past, I don't know, we've had um geez, I think like in the 21st century, they don't know what the third round is. And they had Red Kelly, they could have done it with him around, but no, that would be too convenient too. I mean, the Chicago Blackhawks went a long time without them. But they went it's 49 years until they won it all, and then they go win 2 more cups in their dynasty. The Leafs, it has been it's been 58 years right now. I mean, Sabres never won one. That's the next team. That's that's had the longest drought, and Buffalo has been a disappointing city. Apparently, there must be something in the water near Buffalo and Ontario. I don't know what it is, but it's very disappointing. Um, looking this up now. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. I do want I would love to see the Leafs win personally. I would love nothing more than to see the Leafs win. It would be like the Cleveland Browns winning the Super Bowl in the NFL. It would be like, either the White Sox or the Rockies winning the World Series. It would be good for that sport, personally. It would be great if you would have um it would just be great for the sport too. And even though you wouldn't get the tourism you would in an American city, it would be, the Stanley Cup would not have to travel far. It would go right to the Hockey Hall of Fame after it was done. And everyone's making jokes. Yeah, that's the only way that Toronto's ever going to get a Stanley Cup, is that's why they put it there, sort of joke. But no, I think that they're going to legitimately win this out. Mhm. Personally, I do think that they could win this out too. But they're going to really need to be on their A game when they play game 5. And Joseph, like, unless, like, if Joseph Wall has a Conn Smythe performance the rest of the way, they'll win the Stanley Cup. But you can't. ask a backup to be, you can ask a backup to be your anchor, but you're not likely to get the result you want. I'm just saying, and everyone's posting the Wonderwall song, thinking that, oh yeah, he did, he stepped up, he's a great goalie. And then they proceed to lose games 3 and 4. Even though it's not his fault. Not his fault. So, I mean, yeah, 13 Stanley Cups. 13. Apparently that's unlucky in this, you know, but the Maple Leafs have, no, I'm sorry, the Canadians have 24. I don't think we're going to, you know, I've not been alive to see a Canadian team win a Stanley Cup. I just haven't been alive to even see that. 31. I was born in 1994. I could have been seeing the Canucks there, and the Canucks came close to winning it, but they lost and then in 95, Red Wings, Devils. 96, it was the Avalanche who won it, and they could have also won it in Quebec City, but that did not happen. Um, their loss, 97 and 98. Red Wings get back-to-backs. 99, the Stars disappoint Buffalo with that Brett Hull goal. 2000, Devils win it again. 2001, Avalanche win it again. 2002, Red Wings once again. 2003, Devils again. 2004, Lightning win their first Stanley Cup. 2005, locked out. 2006, Hurricanes. 2007, the Ducks get their first. 2008 is the Red Wings again in this century, and that was the last time they ever won it. 2009, Penguins win it. 2010, a curse is broken, not Toronto's, but the Blackhawks. 2011 is shoot, who won it in 2011? Oh yeah, Boston won it in 2011 against the Vancouver Canucks of all teams, and that riot too. 2012, LA gets their first time, gets their first Stanley Cup. Uh, 2013, Chicago starts a dynasty. They win the Stanley Cup. 2014, Kings win it. Do not get the dynasty because in 2015, the Blackhawks win it for the last time, and it's been a while since they've won it. 2016, the Penguins face the Sharks, and the Penguins win that Stanley Cup. 2017, Penguins win it again against the Predators, and 2018, my Washington Capitals finally get a Stanley Cup to put on there, to win it. And 2019 is the Blues. The Blues went so long without it too. It took them like 52 years or something like it. It's ridiculous. It was a very long time that they got it too. So it was like 52 years that it took them to win, but they won it. It didn't take them 58 years to win a Stanley Cup. It took them only 52. So learn your lesson, Toronto. 2020 was the Lightning. 2021 was the um again was the Lightning. And 2022 uh Avalanche win it, but they beat the Lightning. 2023 Panthers get in, face the Golden Knights, lose to the Golden Knights, and 2024 Panthers win it. So it has not been good for Canadian markets. Toronto could be that team to finally just get in on the eastern side one more time and get there. But it's been quite a long time since we've seen that. A long time since we've seen Toronto even in the finals. And I'm not even sure they even had color TV in 1967. Or if you did, you had to be like super rich too. But I want to see Toronto win this. Win a Stanley Cup in my lifetime. And I'm not even a Maple Leafs fan. I just think it would be good for hockey. That's all I'm saying. All right. Take care, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and peace out.